Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Pikmin. Last time we explored a bit of the distant spring, and in this episode, I decide to go back to the Forest Naval. There's a little puzzle we have to do, and I wanted to knock that out of the way as soon as possible before those fiery blowhogs came back. So I decided, let's go there right now, even though I would like to go back to the distant spring. Let's head back here. We don't have to start the distant spring immediately. Not immediately, just yet. First and foremost, we get that ship part that I wasn't able to get beforehand. Thankfully, it's in the same spot, so this will go by very quickly. We already started the day with the part. Wish we got it sooner, but it is what it is. I decide to make the rest of my Pikmin blue, and you'll wonder why I have 79. Well, it's because, remember that Wollywog battle we had before? Yeah, when Pikmin actually die in this game, and if they're flowers, sometimes they'll leave sprouts behind. So you can go back to the area, and there's at least a Pikmin growing over there. So unfortunately, I'm going to be spending most of the day with 99 Pikmin, which is kind of annoying, but I make sure to get that Pikmin. So thankfully, it won't just be left in the ground waiting to be plucked and potentially never plucked at all. But more importantly, I have all these blues and we're going to go into the water, which I haven't done yet in the 2 visits we've been here. There's the stupid fiery blowhog that's still there, but we'll deal with it later. And now we're properly dealing with these regular Wollywogs. The only real difference between these guys and yellow Wollywogs is, like I said, they have less defense, though. To be honest, I'm not sure how much of that claim really is true that yellow Wollywogs have higher defense, because taking either one out tends to go about the same whenever it's... Well, anytime I've ever tried taking them out, they've kind of been the same. And they take a little bit of a while to take out. You can take them out in a very different way. Have all your Pikmin kind of huddle around them. And sometimes that'll work. Sometimes it doesn't work. And usually it leads your Pikmin to potentially getting flattened by the Wollywog. So I typically just prefer to throw them. And thankfully with this fiery blowhog, you don't have to worry too much about the fire. For some reason, I tried fighting it just to get it out the way. And when I fought it, yeah, none of my Pikmin caught fire once, which I was very happy about. But still a little odd that it didn't. Fiery blowhogs are kind of those enemies that can be very dangerous sometimes, but also be kind of pathetic as well. It's kind of odd that they're kind of one of those type of enemies. And at least from what it looks like from the damage they're taking, I think yellow Wollywogs have more defense than their regular counterparts. From the looks of it, at least. From how much damage these are taking, and I'm usually having 10 Pikmin each compared to the yellow Wollywogs from before. I could be wrong, but I think yellow Wollywogs have more defense. I feel pretty confident in that. And the reason we have to take these guys out is because, of course, there's a ship part in the water. This is, I think, one of the only ship parts that are in the water. Actually, well, no, there's the Ion Jet 1. There's another ship part we're going to be getting today. And this, where they were all in the water. So, I guess they do use the water a lot more than I gave them credit for. Or they do use it quite a bit more than I thought. The anti-dioxin filter. This fits over the rocket's exhaust ports and filters out all disease-causing agents from the ship's exhausts. I wonder if there's a way to actually do that in machines or cars or anything like that. I genuinely would be curious if there's actually a thing for something like that. I'm sure it probably does exist, and maybe I just am misremembering. But that honestly sounds kind of cool if something like that actually exists. This part also requires 40 Pikmin, which is a pretty hefty amount of Pikmin just for one part. That's gonna take a while to get back. It does take a while for this part to get back, that I find. And meanwhile, I'm just grabbing everything else since, well, better to grab it all than let it all just sit out and go to waste. And besides, this fiery blowhog has been giving me so much trouble beforehand. I think it's only fair he pays for his crimes by becoming fuel for my Pikmin. There's also a weird glitch sometimes when it comes to Pikmin carrying back things. Sometimes they end up getting stuck. And also, I don't know why none of them take this shortcut. I really don't understand why. Sometimes they'll do it and then other times they won't. It's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. And besides, all I care about is these things getting back. So, that's no problem. But now that this is about to be handled, this is when I'm about to get ready to start getting to that puzzle I was talking about. That will probably take the rest of the day to get through because it's quite long and you're gonna need all 3 Pikmin types for this. All 3 of them are very much not required, but it's very helpful if you have reds for it. Very helpful because, long story short, there's going to be fire, and if you don't want any of your Pikmin burning while carrying stuff back, you're gonna want reds. You're very much gonna want reds to make sure nobody starts getting burned. Anti-dioxin filter. The laws of deep space require all ships to eliminate all pollutants. I gotta wonder what space pollution actually looks like. Would it be like meteors or something? Or space rocks? Because I find it hard to believe that people would just throw trash just randomly in outer space when rocket ships seem to be a very big form of travel. At least to me, that just seems kind of odd. Meh, I'm not the ones who make the rules of this world. So, now you see I'm getting out, well, different Pikmin amounts, and I'm trying to figure out how many Pikmin I should have. I go in with less reds than I honestly should have. I should have brought more reds than I actually did. But thankfully we have a way to mitigate it, but I'll show that off a little bit later. Because we do have a way to mitigate the low amount of reds that I do have. So I guess while we're here, I gotta say, with how much stuff the Pikmin carry from across these games, and this game in particular with all the parts they've been carrying, I gotta ask, what's their workout regime? I really gotta ask, what's their workout regime? Because I would love to know for myself. I don't need to get a bunch of muscle, but being able to lift some pretty heavy stuff would be quite nice. I'd very much appreciate it. So I gotta ask, what is their workout regimen to be able to lift some of this stuff? Because, my god, I've lifted some stuff like lights in my drama classes for school, for shows and stuff back in high school, and I always had a really difficult time lifting them up, and I was going to my school's gym and working out for a little bit, and I used to go there pretty oftenly back then. So if like lifting stuff doesn't do a lot to get a lot of muscle, then I gotta wonder, what's the Pikmin's workout regime, you know? I gotta wonder if they're able to lift some of this really heavy stuff and not seem like they need a break. I really gotta wonder, what is their regimen? Maybe it might have to do with diet, I guess. I mean, I'd imagine you get quite a lot of meat from giant snail-like creatures. Slug? I don't know if Bulborbs are slug or snail. I don't really know. They might be a mix of both, probably. Eating bugs, giant pigs, frogs. I would say burrowing snagrits, but unfortunately, they just explode into pellets. The stupid little things. They get lucky, because I would eat and cook them alive. But I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. But now that we're here, and before I stop talking about dieting and workout regimes and all that stuff, this is what I meant by getting more red Pikmin. We have candy pop buds. When you throw Pikmin into them, they will change to a different color. And so, I throw blue Pikmin, and they turn into red Pikmin. Very, very simple stuff. There is an enemy right there, but I'll talk about it later. It's not really that important until we go back to the impact site. I'll talk about when we go back there, because it has been a while since we've gone back to the impact site, so would be nice to go back. We probably should at some point. Anyways, this is what I meant by wanting to have a ton of reds, because of the fire geysers back there. That way the reds can traverse through it safely. But unfortunately, sometimes when you try to do it like this, yeah, sometimes the blue Pikmin end up grabbing on. So I was really paranoid that my blue Pikmin would catch fire. So I decided to stop and split them up. And have the reds, despite them being leaves, all carry this back. Only problem is, again, as you can imagine, the fact that they're leaves and this is exactly enough. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. But that won't matter when it comes to this part. So, what you want to do is... Oh, and yeah, the reds will be idiots again. They almost drowned themselves. Don't drown yourselves like last time, please. Anyways, you want to have blues activate this geyser, and then you want to have the yellows go up here. By the way, there's bottomless pit, by the way, so if you accidentally throw your Pikmin off the bridge or throw them off the wrong way, they instantly die and it counts as a death, so don't do that. Really don't do that, and be careful with your throws. Anyways, now with the yellows, throw them right there. And once you do that, we will get the Libra. My daughter gave this to me. It's named after her astrological sign. My sweet little girl. I wonder what she's doing right now at this moment. Who knows? But yes, this is the other required ship part. Again, a very nice looking gem. That's apparently on its side. I don't know how I got it to do that, but I did. Again, very nice looking gem. Why the heck do I need this thing just to get off this godforsaken planet? I don't understand. And that I do not understand. But hey, this is Olimar's logic, not mine. I guess he needs to really live off this gemstone, I guess. Maybe he'll make a lot of money off of it. I don't know. But more importantly, we've gotten almost every single ship part in this area. Except for one. And unfortunately, to get that one ship part, I need to destroy some walls. Which I'm not the biggest fan of because there's a lot of walls. Thankfully, we have a lot of time on our hands, so I didn't really need to worry about it that much, but I still wanted to get it started. And there's that one Pikmin that was killed before on day 5, but resprouted on day 8 today. But anyways, I need bomb rocks for this day. To destroy a stone wall, and then a black bone wall later on, which I don't need to do today. But since I had the time, I decided to try and knock it out of the way immediately, which, well, you'll see how that goes. You'll see. I tried to get nectar, but unfortunately this little blue hooligan decides to steal it all for himself. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying. I would have really liked to get those reds flowered up, but nope. Thanks, blue. It's one of the things I really don't like about Pikmin AI, or just nectar in this game and in the second game. If one Pikmin gets the nectar, it'll gobble up all of the nectar for itself. So, nectar is not exactly the easiest thing to come by. Heck, when you do the stuff like hitting rocks or grabbing grass, or plucking grass, I guess, either way, it's not guaranteed you'll get nectar. So the fact that one Pikmin can just ingest the entire nectar for themselves, and the other Pikmin just don't get it, really, really, really sucks when it happens. It really sucks when it happens. So now I'm putting all my Pikmin away, and I pretty much have all my L's, and I'm ready to try and destroy some walls. There's going to be a problem in that there are sheer grubs, and one, that my Pikmin tripped. That too, let's not even forget that my Pikmin tripped at the worst time. This is the last possible time I want a Pikmin to trip. This is the worst time possible. So I grab a bunch of bomb rocks, and unfortunately, I really, really am cutting it close. I don't have a lot of time at all. And yes, the Pikmin are making their cute little noises. And I have 15 again. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't know why it's only for the first day and not any other subsequent days, but whatever. But anyways, when I go to destroy this wall, yeah, there are sheer grubs and sheer wigs, and the fact that the 10 count is started. So, I'm trying to do anything I can to make sure I get something. But unfortunately, I really just don't have enough time, is what it comes down to. I just don't have enough time. I get some in, and then this happens. So, that happened. I lost a Pikmin because they weren't able to get away, and the other was a bomb Pikmin, and it killed some sheer grubs. On the one hand, it really sucks to lose a Pikmin to a bomb rock. On the other hand, the fact that I was able to get rid of some sheer grubs honestly might have been more of a blessing in disguise, even if I, again, don't really like that I lost a Pikmin. The fact that there are less sheer grubs in the way is going to very much help me for the next time we come back here, but that won't be for a little while. And you get this piece of dialogue once you have a Pikmin die from an explosion. It doesn't feel good when it happens, it really doesn't. But at the very least, I can say it only killed one Pikmin at the very least. Only one, and it didn't kill more, because it definitely could have killed more, and I definitely could have had a chain reaction explosion, and thankfully, that did not happen. And what's even better is, no Pikmin was left behind. At the very least, they fell in battle, which is how I prefer it. So yeah, 4 parts done in a single day. Definitely, I think, some of our best work yet. A really good day, if I say so myself. So, with all that done, and with only 11 more parts remaining and 22 days left, we're gonna end off here. I'll see you guys next time for day 9. Ciao, Guardian, signing off. Ciao!